You are Locked On Dodgers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right. Sweet. Very, very nice. Welcome to the Dodgers Postcast. I am Pete Fox. Thanks for watching us on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel and the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. I've been covering sports in LA dating back to 2007. I worked for both ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio since then. And now I'm here, which is awesome. This is a lot of fun. I'm having fun with this, and the Dodgers are making it very, very easy for all of us to root for this team. Series sweep of the Braves, 5-1 today. This was all about Shohei Ohtani. First, let me tell you this. Monopoly Go is our sponsor today. Game off. We got to talk more about Monopoly Go. Game off. I don't understand that. We got to talk more about Monopoly Go. The fastest paced game lets you team up with friends and be involved in tournaments to unlock awesome prizes like unique stickers for trading, cool player pieces, and hilarious emojis for taunting your friends. So download Emoji Go, Monopoly Go, free, the Google Play Store and the App Store. Game on. Again, Dodgers with a 5-1 win. Shohei Ohtani dominating. Has to be in the conversation early on for MVP, without a doubt. Early returns are Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP, and the Dodgers win the World Series. That's just the early return. We're not anywhere close to that, but that's how we feel right now as we pat ourselves on the back. Tyler Glasnow, the Cy Young Award, right? It's all good. Everything is rolling. 11 of 13. Shohei Ohtani, 4 for 4 today. We could just do the entire half hour of the podcast about Shohei Ohtani. Absolutely in the zone. And it's almost as if he heard me complaining about his wild swings, because I don't see that nearly as much. Although, if you look, when you click on this postcast on YouTube, the little thumbnail is Shohei Ohtani's first home run. And if you want an example of what I'm talking about, even on that one, you can see his right hip is starting to fly out. But again, he's so big and strong, and it's almost like his shoulder stays on the ball, but his hip flies out. So that kind of offsets thing. But the home run looked fantastic. But even better, got me more excited, were the next two hits, were singles the other way. That single that he hit for his second at bat that went opposite field was so perfect. I mean, that is just textbook hitting. Absolutely beautiful. And the home run was even more beautiful because it was a curveball that he just waited on. He loaded and then dropped his front foot. Here comes the curveball, and then he just uncorks. It was just brilliance. That guy knows how to hit. You know, the fact that I'm being a little hypercritical on his hip flying out, that makes people like me and my friend who pay attention to hitting and have coached hitting at a different level, kind of mind boggled. I mean, I think that makes it even more impressive that it's not textbook, right? That it's just so out of character for the most part. It's kind of one of those things where you don't coach that guy. You just go out there and say, hey, you be you, dude. Or what do they say? You be you, boo. Because whatever you're doing, it is working. That last home run, 464 feet. That was an absolute towering blast. Yeah. And they made Minter, you're right, BC. They made Minter look ridiculous. And that is the Braves' best reliever. They sent him packing. So that was a good feeling. And it just felt like Shohei Ohtani could do no wrong today. I guess we got a little bad news at the start of the game that Evan Phillips went to the IL, dealing with a hamstring, but didn't seem to be that big of a deal. It felt like they were trying to be preventative because Blake Trinan was healthy and they wanted to get him back out there, and they did, and he did just fine. pitched the 8th inning, zeros across the board with 1K. Joe Kelly also came in to lock down the 7th and put up zeros with the K, preserving James Paxton's game, which was very good. Probably, I mean, Joe and Oral were saying it was the best James Paxton performance. I don't know about you guys, but I think it was just another James Paxton performance. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't dominating. He looked better than normal. 6 2/3. He gave up 1 run, scattering 5 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. So inverse of his last outing where he struck out 4 and walked 5. So that was good. I felt like he did have more control. The fastball looked a little better. The curveball had a little bit more snap, but definitely he threw balls 59 feet again, which, he got some Ks. One of his 3 Ks came on a 59-foot curveball. So I guess, that's not terrible if that's going to get people out and you've got a guy behind the plate that's going to block the balls. Barnes did a fantastic job. He is a very, very good catcher. So throw it 59 feet. If Barnes beeped in on the headset, hey, throw it 59 feet, then, hey, we're all good, right? So Evan Phillips on the IL, Blake Trinan back, came out, did his job, had some wicked stuff there. And, James Paxton started off with, an A+ for me, a perfect first inning, couple of Ks. So off to a fantastic good start. And it was all downhill for the Dodgers from there. But let's talk about the defense provided by a couple of different guys. 2 fantastic defensive plays, one on either side. Let's start with the Braves one first, because I just thought that one was, as a guy who played the middle infield in college, that kind of play looks so much easier than it really is. The Arcia glove flip to Acuna, or whoever plays second base. Who plays second base? It's not Acuna. It's Albies. So the ball hit up the middle. It caused Arcia to have to dive and spin, do a little 360, and then flip with his glove hand to Albies at second base. His throwing hand, the right hand, did not touch the ball, and he threw him a strike with his glove. Is so freaking hard. You have no idea how much middle infielders work on that. They showed video yesterday of Max Muncy doing glove work on his knees to just, become a better third baseman. And obviously we've talked about that. He has become a better third baseman. So that's what infielders do, but middle infielders do it more, right? Because of that very reason. You try to use the glove merely as, you don't close the glove. You just kind of trap the ball with your glove and then grab it, throw it. But for Arcia to catch the ball, open the glove, flip it backhanded to Albies at second base on a dime is so brilliant. Sweet. I mean, that was technical at its best. It was awesome. A+ there. That is, what do they call it? A web gem. That is some of the best glove work you're going to see. And, fantastic. So give him credit for that, because it looked way harder than, it is way harder than he made it look ultimately. And then Kike at third base, back, like 5 feet into left field to make a nice play and then fire it across the diamond on a hop to Freddie Freeman at first base, who made a fantastic dig. Oh, just brilliant defense. So fun to see. It's not all about offense. I do enjoy defense as well. Sometimes we get these games where the Dodgers don't make any defensive plays that are fantastic, or just everything's routine, and they take care of their business there because the pitching has been so good of late for them. Like Joe Kelly, 10 of 11 games for Joe Kelly was zeros. So the bullpen has just come out and shut the opposition down. Lights out. Get out of here. We're done with you. We're moving on. So the defense hasn't really had to be spectacular. Today, that play from Kike over to Freddie was so spectacular, made it on the bucket list. Or that's the Clippers thing. Sorry, Clipper season's over. The Diamond Dogs list, which we'll do after this. I have run long on my first segment. Too much to talk about with the Dodgers sweep of the Braves. Sweep. BC, come on, where's the broom? You always bust out you were busting out the brooms yesterday with the hope of the sweep, and I haven't seen one. Oh, see, there it is. There it is. BC. All right. You did it before I was ready. How sweep it is. Very nice. All right. Way to go. Dodgers 5-1 today, getting the win. They won 11 of 13, beating Max Fried's another thing we'll talk about after the break. James Paxton now 4-0 after going 6 2/3. We'll hit the first break and come back. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. Thanks for listening to us and thanks for watching us. I am Pete Fox. All right, today's show is brought to you by our friends at LinkedIn. LinkedIn has created the tools for you to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. They know that your success with your small business all depends on the team you surround yourself with. LinkedIn isn't just another job board. They have a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals with 1 billion. Do you know how many millions, how many thousands are in 1 billion? 1,000. It's 1,000 thousands. Or is it 1,000 millions? God, I'm terrible with math. Anyway, 1 billion is a lot of people. So they're all available for you there in that vast network of professionals, which makes it the best place to hire for your small business. Hiring is easy when you have so many qualified candidates. It's easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get qualified candidates for their business within 24 hours. It's why small businesses rate Locked On LinkedIn #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn also knows that small businesses are wearing so many hats. You're doing PR, you're running the business, you're out there front facing against with the clients, that you don't have all the time that you need to find those quality candidates. So LinkedIn has made hiring people so much easier that 86% again of small businesses use LinkedIn Jobs. And thankfully with LinkedIn, the process is intuitive, quick, easy, and more than anything, it's free. Again, post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonnba. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Today's show also brought to you by Monopoly Go. If you have that competitive side like I do, you should check out Monopoly Go. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been downloaded over 150 million times. It's a great twist on traditional Monopoly, where you play on not one, but hundreds of Monopoly boards in crazy locations, building up amazing cities that bring you big money. You can charge your friends or your enemies rent on iconic properties, just like classic Monopoly, but you can also rob their vaults of riches for yourself, and the leaderboards show you who is the biggest Monopoly tycoon. You can team up with friends and people you know from around the world in timed tournaments and earn huge rewards. So get in the game and join your friends. Download Monopoly Go now for free at the App Store and the Google Play Store. All right, Dodgers post the 5-1 win today. Shohei Ohtani got things started in the first with a 2-run home run. So we'll jump right into the Diamond Dogs list today. Ohtani at number 5, that 2-run home run gave him his 9th round tripper of the year, went 412 feet. And again, the thing that was so beautiful about it was a big hanging curveball from Max Fried. And he just dropped that front foot down and waited, kept the hands back and unleashed on it and just ripped it to center field. Fried had not given up a home run in his last 2 starts, came on a 2-2 count, and it made the score 2-0 for the Dodgers. For number 4, Teoscar Hernandez hit a home run. It came on a 1-1 count, and it was another hanging curveball. So really, Max Fried had a pretty decent day. He just threw 2 very bad curveballs that the Dodgers took advantage of. The Teoscar Hernandez home run was his 8th of the season, trying to keep pace with Shohei Ohtani. Now 2 back, because Ohtani had 2 on the day. His went 406 feet. And again, that doubled the Dodgers lead to 4-0. Fried had only allowed 2 home runs over his first 6 starts and did that today, with the Dodgers allowing 2 at that point, and then a 3rd one later to Shohei Ohtani. For number 3, Joe Kelly on the list. They're coming in to get the hold in the 7th inning when they pulled James Paxton after 6 2/3. So technically, Kelly only went 1/3 of an inning, but took care of business there and threw 6 pitches to get out of the inning. So he made it to the bucket list. And then, as I talked about with Kike's defense in it, bucket list. I can't get basketball out of my head. Sorry. The Diamond Dogs list. Kike with the fantastic D at third base with Max Muncy out for today because they were facing a left-handed pitcher. Shohei Hernandez is playing some fantastic D and he's been fantastic really wherever they throw him out there. He's very, very functional over at the plate and had been going very well for him, getting on base and getting hits. And today he did not much of anything at the plate, struck out twice and went 0 for 4, but played some good defense. So that was worth something. And then number 1 today on the Diamond Dogs list, Shohei Ohtani with a solo home run that came in the 8th inning, and it was absolute blast. 464 feet on the first pitch. It was a fastball right down Main Street, but it went to left center, which they were talking about. And they even showed the flags during the game that they were blowing in and towards right field. So not dead into the wind like at Wrigley, but definitely that wind was blowing from left over to right. So it did not have any aid from the wind, and he still mashed it 464 feet. So Shohei Ohtani has it going, locked in, continuing to produce. He's just every day he's doing something. He's definitely getting on base every day and producing runs, whether it's scoring the runs or RBIs. I mean, 4 for 4 today. 3 RBIs, 2 home runs, 2 runs scored, obviously, batting .364. So he surpassed Mookie Betts, 426 on base percentage and a .685 slugging percentage. Mookie Betts now down to .352. He was 0 for today, but he did get on with a walk and score on the Ohtani home run. So that's what you want him to do. He's taking care of what they expect the leadoff hitter to do. You got to get on base. So his on base percentage still .459, which is fantastic. And he's slugging at .577. Freddie Freeman over scored a run, got hit by a pitch. So his on base streak continues, which I believe is up to 21 games now. And Teoscar with the home run. He's batting .252 with a slugging percentage of .468. Pages went to sleep. His 10-game hitting streak came to an end. 0 for 4 today. I don't know if the early start affected him or he was intimidated by Max Fried, but whatever it was, he just did not look like the Andy Pages that we've seen over the last few days, taking care of the strike zone, covering it from right to left, having good control, command of the zone, and making good contact. Today, he was tentative. He didn't seem to be swinging the bat as hard. And it was an off day for him, and it's going to happen. It's probably a good thing for him that he could have one of those days to kind of set himself and have a little reality check, as he had just been going too well. It didn't seem like it was all that hard for him. And when you strike out 3 times, that's one of those days where you go have a couple of pops and some fried chicken and go, yeah, we'll take another look at it tomorrow because this was not good. Miguel Rojas 0 for 3. Chris Taylor 0 for 3. Batting average at 74 now. And Barnes with 2 walks. He went 0 for 1 on the day. So they did what they need to do. Yes, all of the runs came via the home run for both teams. A lot of people love that. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, right? But I think you get spoiled, BC. Tell me if you think this is true. I think we get a little spoiled when the entire offensive production comes via the home run, because when we get to a game and you're playing station to station, you get a runner on with a walk or a single, and then then he steals second and you sacrifice him over to third, or maybe a fielder's choice moves him to third, and then he scores on a sac fly. You're disappointed. You're like, that wasn't very cool. I want a 3-run home run from Shohei Ohtani that goes 400 feet, 460 feet, whatever. I think sometimes we get spoiled with all the home runs, and we're living in a day and age where it's all about home runs, launch angle, right? Let's just blast home runs. We don't care about stealing bases anymore. Although I will say, Dave Roberts and his staff definitely preach station to station, stealing bases, and I love that about him. I haven't seen one fire Dave Roberts today yet. This guy cracks me up. Mr. Seabad, you are funny. I'll give you that. Anyone seen my broom asking for my witch neighbor and the Dodgers? Chris Taylor, yeah, a couple of Ks today, Craig. Not good. Not good. Awful. It's pretty bad. 74 is pretty bad. But someone's got to play left field. And I don't know. I feel like he's going to find it at some point. And I feel like in about a month and a half, we'll be saying, remember when Chris Taylor was batting 74? You know, his average might be 165 at that point. But as of today, what is this? Ohtani, most hits, most home runs, highest batting average in Major League Baseball. Way to go, Young. Nice call. Yes, I was going to go look that up. I figured the batting average was atop the league. Figured home runs was atop the league. I wasn't sure about hits, but yeah, he's just dominating. He is doing nothing wrong. It's all good. His right hip can fly out all it wants. I don't care if he keeps, like, if you do everything else right, the one little thing that I'm throwing under the microscope, his right hip, it's fine. Whatever, you know. I mean, we've seen plenty of guys in other sports, like in the NBA, they have ugly shooting styles, technique, and they go in. Hey, whatever, right? As long as it goes in. I don't care how it looks. So, but Ohtani, when he hits it, like when he makes contact, he looks bad when he swings and misses. Like if he's waiting on a fastball and he gets a curveball and he just flails, that's when it looks bad. But when he's on, like, again, that home run in the first inning, waiting on a curveball, dropped the front foot, kept the hands back, and just blasted it. Like, that is textbook hitting right there. This is BC. I hope you're right. I hope he is a big game player. This is a big series. Sweeping the Braves, who came in with 20 wins, battling for first place in the East with the Phils. It's a big win. That's a big series right there. That's confidence cojones right there. You take that with you for the rest of the season, right? At least the next few weeks, and hopefully into the postseason. If the Dodgers meet up with the Braves, you can say, look at that. We swept you in LA in early May, right? 5-1 today to wrap up the series sweep, and the Dodgers have won 11 of 13. I'm Pete Fox. Thanks for joining me here on the Locked On Dodgers Postcast. Thanks for watching us on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. And of course, thanks for listening on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed, where, of course, tomorrow or later today, you'll be able to find Jeff and Vince doing their thing with the Locked On Dodgers podcast, which comes on for you daily, Monday through Friday, to break it down even more than I'm doing right here, right now. We'll take our final break and come back. All right, today's show also brought to you by Yahoo Finance. Wouldn't it be great if you could see all of your investment and retirement accounts in one place? With Yahoo Finance, you can consolidate your views from multiple accounts into one hub and access expert analysis you need to tend to your entire portfolio with confidence. I have used Yahoo Finance over and over. When I first started investing on a very low level, just buying, penny stocks or whatever I could afford at the time, I would always do my research with Yahoo Finance because it was super simple and easy to navigate around. And that was like 25 years ago. So I can only assume now that it has gotten better. And this will benefit me when I get around to doing it, because I got a stash account, I got Merrill Lynch, I got all these different accounts all over the place, and consolidating them is going to make things a whole lot simpler. When it comes to your financial future, you think you've done it all, you've saved, you've researched, you've invested, all that you can. Now you need to take those investments to the next level by using what every financial great uses, Yahoo Finance. For more than 24 years, 25 years, so maybe I was in there right at the very beginning. Yahoo Finance has been the brand behind every great investor. For comprehensive financial news and analysis, visit the brand behind every great investor, yahoofinance.com, the number one financial destination, yahoofinance.com. That's yahoofinance.com. All right, 5-1 today for the Dodgers to wrap up the sweep of the Brewers. They're now 23-13, 12-8 at home. So they got a nice little cushion on a over 500 record at the Ravine. Shohei Ohtani was the man. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, led off with a home run, a 2-run shot. Then he had a solo shot in the 8th. That was a towering blast to left center. So he went oppo into the wind, which was awesome. And then his 2 singles were both oppo too. So just a brilliant day hitting for Shohei Ohtani. Didn't pull anything. So I don't know if he's working on that or he's just noticing, because he sits there. You watch him when he goes into the dugout after an at-bat, he grabs the tablet and looks and sees what happened. So maybe he is, I don't want to give myself any credit at all because I'm sure he's not listening to the postcast because he doesn't speak English all that well. I think he speaks it better than we think he does, but I'm sure he's not watching me or listening to me if he was. But nonetheless, he's kind of doing what I've been saying he needs to do, is go oppo more, like go with the ball. And when he does that, he just looks so relaxed. He's not trying to pull the ball. He's not over swinging. He's waiting and just poking it out there. He did it twice on the 2 singles for his second and third at bats. And even the third one was even better. He just kind of stuck his bat out across the plate because it was outside, and he poked it into left field for a base hit over the shortstop's head. And then for his 4th at bat, 464 feet, first ball, fastball hitter. Yeah, that guy's like in Bull Durham. That guy's a first ball, fastball hitter. Yeah, that's right. And he saw it and hit it and loved it. Or I'm screwing up the line. Sorry there. But nonetheless, Shohei Ohtani appears to be a first ball, fastball hitter. We got the Marlins coming in starting tomorrow. They got off of single-digit wins with a win today, according to Craig. I didn't pay attention, but evidently he did. Marlins with a 10-3 win over the A's, who are equally as bad as they are. So Shohei Ohtani, Tim G says, has historically been the hottest hitter in May and June, not April. Really? So maybe that's a month for him to kind of, get comfortable. They talked a little bit about him just, as time goes on, new organization, new friends, new people, all of the new locations, new routines, everything. As that becomes more regular for him, he's getting more comfortable, and just the game is slowing down. You hear that term a lot. The game is slowing down. And Ohtani's been a great hitter all along. It wasn't like he came here, with one of these pasts that was checkered, if you will. Like, he's been good, but no, he's got, what does he have? 2 MVP. I think he's got 2 MVPs. So, obviously to get that contract, $700 million, he's got to be one of the best in the game. So it's not surprising that he's doing this. All I wonder about and hope for is that he goes through whatever slowdown in July, maybe, right? August, and then gets it rolling again in September. He's not going to do this all season long. Let's be realistic. He cannot keep this up. It's just not going to happen. He's going to go through some spurts of struggles. Hopefully it's not for very long. And hopefully it's the struggles he was having like 3 weeks ago in April, where he was walking a lot and getting on base, but not getting clutch hits. And his singles would come, leading off an inning, bases empty, whatever. Not producing runs. Today, now he's producing runs. He is clutch. He's being extremely effective and, best in the league. What were the 3 categories? Average, home runs, hits. Let's just hope that Ohtani shows up in October. That's what we need. We need those top 3 or 4 guys producing the way that they've been producing of late. So they obviously can't keep this up all season. I don't think. Maybe they can. Again, that goes back to a few weeks ago when we were all pretty upset during that last big homestand. and they lost 7 of 9, and we were like, what the hell is this? Right? I guess better to lose 7 of 9 in early April than any other time. So what the hell is going on with my freaking computer? Sorry. Random screen just popping up and I can't see what's going on with you guys. But the fact is that we know that they're going to have spurts of losing. They're not going to continue to be this hot all season, although we do expect that. We hold them to a little bit of a higher standard because of the talent, because of the contracts, all of that stuff, the history of winning with Dave Roberts and this team over the years. We expect more from them. We don't think 90 wins is a good season for them, when most teams would be like, yeah, I'd love to have 90 wins. No, we want 100, and we want dominant postseason performance. We don't want 100 and an early first round exit. We want dominant postseason performance because our standard is higher for this team. And, I think that puts our state of mind to think that when they are rolling like this, that this is expected and standard. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't believe that it can be, right? 11 of 13 all year. I just want them to win series. That's what I want. I want 2 of 3 all year long. That's what I'm looking for. That is my goal. That's my bar. And hot at the end of the season. That's the other thing I'm looking for. So we'll enjoy it now because it is fantastic. It's fun to watch. It's low stress, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Today, 5-1 over the Atlanta Braves, 23-13 of the Dodgers, 12-8 at home. No off day, right back at it tomorrow at the Ravine with the Marlins in town, and Walker Buehler back on the mound starting for the boys in blue. So that should be a ton of fun. Thank you all for joining me here today on a midday matinee to wrap up their series against the Bravos with the sweep. Again, they've won 11 of 13 and are absolutely rolling, which is beautiful. It's fun to see. Let's keep it going tomorrow with the Marlins in town. We might be trying something different on the postcast during this Marlins series. I'll give you a little bit of a tease. It's called a crossover. So we're going to have the host from Miami and me do the show together, breaking down the game. We might do it tomorrow. We might do it Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to make it happen, but that's the goal. A new feature here on Locked On called Crossovers, where hosts from both cities get together and break it down. So join us for that. Again, I'm Pete Fox. Thank you for watching me here on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. And thanks for listening on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.